We've got Ruchit Jain joining us now, and Chandan Taparia as well. Ruchit, I'm going to take forward what Piyush was just saying on some of those auto names because they were definitely one of the key trends yesterday. Maruti and Hero, how do those stocks look to you going forward in trade today as well? Okay, I think we can hear Ruchit. Chandan, let me put the same question to you. Maruti and Hero?
Yes, if you look at the entire market movement, yesterday we have seen a strong of more than 200 points. Nifty started its move from 7035 and headed towards 7235, and because of that most of the beaten down and the strong counter started to perform. Now talking about the Maruti, just couple of weeks back the stock has seen the strong decline. In last two series it corrected from 4700 to 3300 kind of levels, and yesterday it recovered from the lower levels with rising volume and also made a positive price pattern that is called the bullish engulfing. So on short term basis it has given a relief rally after a decline of last many weeks, after a decline of last two series. So because of that bounce back might happen for the next one or two trading session, which may take it to 3620 to 3640 levels. Immediate trend is negative, but here we are looking for the bounce back move. So those who are interested to play the bounce back move can trade with 3550 or 3600 call. The stock has potential to head towards 3650 levels, while on the downside 3430 is likely to act as a major support for the counter. Talking about the Hero Moto, this stock is quite strong, has been holding the gains even after being huge volatility in the broader indices. If you look at the price movement of last few weeks, the stock has been holding the gains above 2430, 2450 kind of levels, and the support is continuously shifting on the higher side. Although on upside it has multiple resistance near to 2720 to 2750 zone, but the way it has recovered well on last trading session, it has potential to reclaim the higher band of the trading range. So as of now we are expecting it to head towards 2730 to 2750 levels, that is 3 to 4% from the current level. So some buying interest might be seen in the Hero Moto, which is the strongest counter, and Maruti may also see some bounce back, but that is the weak structure and short covering might take it to higher levels.
Okay, Ruchit, let me get your call on Maruti and Hero as well, given the kind of bounce that we saw yesterday.
Good morning, Abha. Well, probably I think that in today's trading session we will just see continuation of what we have seen yesterday. The large cap stocks which have shown a positive momentum would continue that in today's trading session also. Specifically speaking about Maruti, yesterday's trading session we have seen formation of a bullish engulfing pattern on daily charts, and last couple of days also this move has been backed with increasing volumes. So I think and even if we see last few months, then this stock has been under pressure from its high of 4748 to 3200. So some sort of short covering would further take place in this stock. This could lead to higher prices around 3700 to 3750 in the stock. So traders who are trading from 1 or 2 days perspective, they should trade in Maruti with positive bias for target placed around 3700. Hero Moto Ko yesterday gave a breakout of 89 days exponential moving average and 200 days of simple moving average on daily charts. Although broadly it has been a range, it has been in a broader range of 2750 to 2350. I think the stock would move towards the higher end of the range around 2750, and it would halt its up move over there. However, one should not go short even if it comes at the higher end of the range. In case if we see some sort of reversals building in again, then only one should think of creating any short position. As of now, the biasness should be positive. It's quite possible this up move would continue up to 2750.
Right. Okay. So the other stock that we were looking at yesterday was ICICI Bank, and we're seeing a traction on some of these banking names today as well. In the areas we're already seeing a bit of an uptick coming in. Let me get a sense from you on whether or not this was just some amount of a rebound, recovery buying. Do you expect this trend to continue? What's on your radar from the banking pack? Chandan, let me come to you first.
Yes, first talking about Bank Nifty, on last trading session, Bank Nifty has given a classical support. In 2010 and 2013, Bank Nifty was making the hurdle near to 13,400 zone, and two times it has taken hurdle near to that zone. And after moving in a strong up move, the index has taken support near to the previous resistance zone. So it's a classical example of resistance becoming support, and because of that, Bank Nifty has recovered by more than 600, 700 points from the lower levels. Now it has potential to head towards 14,750. That is again the crucial resistance for the Bank Nifty index. So we are expecting the movement of 250 to 300 points in the Bank Nifty, and because of that, most of the private and PSU banks might continue to rebound for the follower buying. Now, talking about the ICICI Bank, the stock was continuously under the bear grip in last 7 to 8 series, but on last trading session, it has managed to hold the support of 180 and continue its positive move for last 2 trading sessions. It has surpassed the immediate hurdle of 200 zone, and we have also witnessed all unwinding in 200 strike, and because of that, stock has potential to reclaim 210 to 212 levels. So we are expecting ICICI Bank to head towards 200 to 212 levels. On downside, it is likely to hold the multiple support of 196, 197 zone. Here we are talking about the bounce back. Traders can trade with 200 or 210 call to get the positive momentum.
Ruchit, let me get your view in as well on ICICI. Even the HDFC Bank ADR is looking good right now. Anything else from the banking pack? We're tracking public sector banks on account of the RBI's move to ease up those capital recognition requirements. What's on your radar?
Yeah, overall, first coming to Bank Nifty, in last 2 trading sessions, we have been advising our clients to go long in this index. On the budget day itself, due to volatility, we have seen formation of a spinning top candlestick pattern, which itself was a suggestion that the bearish view has been exhausted over there. And yesterday's continuation up move indicated that the buyers have more of upper hand in the short term. The buyers would have more upper hand on this index. So probably I think the lead has been taken by the banking, by the private sector banks yesterday, which are constitutes most of the heavyweights within this index. This up move could continue going ahead. 14,700 is the first resistance to watch, and we believe that even if that resistance is crossed, we could see levels up to 15,000 in this index in near term. Going stocks wise, I think most of the private sector banks which have shown good momentum yesterday would continue that momentum. Now that includes ICICI Bank over here. ICICI Bank have shown good bounce back from the lower end of the channel in which it has been trading since last 1 year. On the higher side, resistance would come around 217, 215 range. So I think the stock has potential to go up to 215, 217 in next 1 week. Apart from that, we are recommending to go long on Axis Bank. In last 3-4 weeks, if we observe, then where the other banking stocks had been forming this low top, low bottom formation, Axis Bank had continued to stay in a sideways range. So that's a bit positive sign wherein it has been outperforming its peers by showing time-wise correction rather than price correction. So I think it's a good time. It's trading at the lower end of the consolidation range. Also, there are chances that prices move up to the higher end of the range of 420. So at current levels, one should look to buy Axis Bank. One can place a stop loss below 373, and the short-term targets for this would be 420.
Okay, let's get a Nifty call going as well. Chandan, after that fantastic rally yesterday, global markets also in sync this morning. What can we look forward today? How much more of an upside do you see from here?
Yes, on the budget day, market made bottom near to 68.25 zone, and that was the lower band of the falling channel that is working well from last 1 year. So it has given us major support near to the lower band of the channel, and because of that, bounce back was expected in the market. We have seen fresh put writing at 7,200, 71, and 7,000 strike. That also indicates that participants are expecting market to stay firm on the higher levels. We have seen decline in the India VIX that is down by around 7 to 8% on last trading session, down by around 25% in last 3-4 trading session. So falling volatility, which is now near to 18.67, clearly indicates that buying interest is visible in the market. Although the major trend is still under the pressure, but now holding above 72.40 may change the immediate short-term trend and may head towards 73.40, 73.50 zone. That is the next crucial hurdle for the Nifty index. So as of now, the way market has taken support, it has respected to 68.25, managed to hold 7,000, fresh put writing is happening, and now now after the long time FIs again started to buy in the equity segment, which clearly indicates that liquidity may continue in the market. So now index has to hold above 7200, 7240 zone to continue its positive move towards 7350 kind of levels.
Okay, Ruchit, the levels that you're watching out for?
So Nifty has rebounded from the lower end of the channel in which it has been trading since last 11 months. We have seen that on weekly charts we have this 200 days of simple moving average from where it has been taking support in last 3-4 weeks. Also on budget day we have seen that the previous low was breached in prices, but RSI on the other hand had made a higher bottom. So that is a positive divergence which had indicated a positive momentum could be seen in near term. On the higher side, now the resistance would come around 7350. Around 7350 we are observing a gap area, as well as the super trend resistance around 7350. But the way the stocks have shown positive momentum yesterday, and that too in the heavyweights, we are anticipating that this 7350 resistance could also be crossed in near term, and markets could head higher towards 7500 in near term. Now, if we observe on the daily charts, then 89 days of exponential moving average has usually worked very well in the history for Nifty. When markets are forming high top, high bottom on every correction, this 89 days of EMA acts as a support, and now when the markets are forming low top, low bottom, this 89 DMA acts as a resistance. So now that the average is placed around 7480, 7500 resistance zone, and I think if the 7350 resistance is crossed, we may see Nifty heading towards 7480, 7500. So one should not be in a hurry to exit long positions or create any sort of short position in the market. This pullback really should get extended up to 7500 in near term.
All right, let's take a look at some of the other stocks on our radar as well this morning. Got lots of strategies, in fact, that are coming in from both our guests. Let's take a look at some of Chandan's strategies. Chandan, I noticed you got DHFL on your list. We've got it in the news also this morning, more fundraising plans. Stock was really on fire yesterday as well. What's the kind of strategy you have there?
Yes, we are having positive on most of the housing finance company. This stock started to make the early sign of bottom process and looks quite attractive in terms of risk reward ratio. Talking about the DHFL, the stock has taken multiple support near to 142 levels in last 3 weeks, and now started to cross the positive zone after crossing the hurdle of 160 levels. So we are having positive view on the counter. It has seen the strong reversal from the major support zone. Long built up, and the put right at the lower strike is also positive, also supporting our positive view. So recommending to buy with a stop loss of 152 for the upside immediate target of 171. We are also recommending to go long on LIC Housing Finance also. The stock has been consolidating in a range from last 1 year. It has taken support near to the lower band of trading zone, that is near to 390 zone. So because of that, momentum may extend towards 460 to 465 levels.
Okay, fair enough. What else is catching your eye from the broader markets, Chandan? Let's get more of your strategies going.
Yes, on last trading session we have seen a strong rally in the market, and that is the biggest intraday rally in last 7 years. We have seen the strong put writing and the short cover activity in most of the heavyweights counter. Stocks like ITC has given the rally of more than 15% from the immediate bottoms. That also surprising and indicates that this momentum may extend as the delivery volume is also happening in the market. Talking about our trading ideas, we are recommending to go long on DLF. We are suggesting the stop from last trading session. It has given a consolidation breakout of last 3 weeks, made a narrow range price formation, and holding about 92 may extend its move towards 105 levels. Most of the peer stocks of the same sector like SDL, IB, real estate also started to perform. It has surpassed the immediate hurdle of 50-day moving average. Although the major trend is still negative, but on short-term basis, we are expecting a strong recovery and the up move. So recommending to buy with 100 call. Keep the stop loss of 3 rupees, and this call is potential to move towards 7 to 8 rupees. Apart from that, we are recommending to go long on Siemens. We have seen decline in the market from higher levels, but Siemens is the only counter which has been holding against above 970 levels. From last 7 weeks, it is holding that support, and that is also the 50-day weekly moving average. Longs are intact in the counter, although it has multiple hurdle near to 1080 levels. But the way it is holding the support, we are expecting it to retest immediate hurdle of 1080. So recommending to buy on any small decline with strict stop loss of 975. 235. We are also recommending to go long on Hindustan Petro as well. We have seen fresh buying in most of the oil marketing company. HPCL started to move after the correction of last 5 weeks. It has negated its negative pattern of making lower top, lower bottom formation. So positive move led by fresh built up of long position may extend it to 760. Traders are suggested to buy with a stop loss of 690 levels.
All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we've got pre-open coming up. Let's also get you some views from Rakesh Bansal. Listen into some of his trading strategies back in a moment.
Nifty is having a very strong support on downside at around 7050 to 7100 levels. Now the Nifty support had shifted from 6800 levels to 7050 to 7100 levels. On the upside, 7250 is the immediate strong resistance and Nifty is likely to attempt for a crack of 7250 levels. Now we have to wait and watch whether we will crack 7250 levels on the upside or not. But one thing is for sure, for the time being, downside is limited and on the downside 7050 to 7100 levels are a strong base for Nifty. My first call is a buy call on Asian Paints. Asian Paints, the technical structure is clearly positive. Stock prices are making higher tops, higher bottoms. In fact, we have seen a positive crossover on the momentum indicators. Buy Asian Paints, stop loss 850, target 903. My second call is a buy call on Tata Steel. On hourly charts, Tata Steel stock prices are making higher tops, higher bottoms. Technical structure is clearly positive. Buy Tata Steel, stop loss 246, target 270. My third call is a buy call on L&T. For the time being, it appears worst is over for the L&T. L&T has made a bottom, has made a base. Now it's a time for a big pullback rally in L&T. Buy L&T, stop loss 1080, target 1200. My last call is a buy call on Adani Port. In yesterday's trading session, we have seen a positive crossover on the momentum indicators. Adani Port has made a double bottom at around 196 level on the downside. Buy Adani Port, stop loss 196, target 219.
Welcome back. Quick look at the SGX and how it's shaping up right now. Still looking pretty good. Remember, global Q is also intact this morning. We had a fantastic rebound yesterday, so heading in possibly for further upside today as well, and a bit of a reversal coming in there from the recent lows that we have been seeing. Lots of stocks that continue to be on our radar as well, and we've been discussing some of those. Ruchit, let me come to you on some of these auto names. A whole host of sales figures out, and I know we discussed a couple of them earlier, but let me also talk about some of the others, like a Tata Motors, for instance, which perhaps hasn't managed to deliver to the extent that markets were hoping.
Yeah, but overall, technically still Tata Motors has managed to make a higher bottom in recent past. In fact, over here, I would prefer going long on Tata Motors DVR. We have seen that on budget session, the stock had made a hammer pattern post correction, and yesterday it had shown a continuation of up move from that hammer pattern. So I think keeping a stop loss below 229, 228, one can prefer Tata Motors DVR, going long on Tata Motors DVR. I'm not expecting any major upside, any big upsides to turn in from here, but the resistance zone is placed around 255, 257. So at least up to 255, the stock could move. So just from a trading perspective, I feel still one should not create any short positions in Tata Motors also. And for trading, one should go long on Tata Motors DVR for target placed around 255.
Okay. Chandan, what about some of these commodity plays as well? We've seen... we have seen some amount of a bounce coming in some of the metal names. We've also seen oil and gas back in focus on various cues, from the budget and otherwise this week. What's catching your eye from that pocket of the market? Would you be looking at it as a buy?
Yes, if I look at the metals count, especially from the commodity space, then these stocks are showing some sign of positive sense. Although these stocks are having multiple hurdle at higher levels, and most of the time when market is stuck, these stocks started to decline higher than the market because of their negative beta and the news influence. Here talking about the Tata Steel, the stock has managed to hold above its 50-day moving average from last 3 trading sessions. On the budget day, it headed towards 265 kind of levels. On last trading session, direction. It traded inside the trading range but managed to hold the support of 247 zone. On last trading session, we have seen some built up of long position, and it has given the highest daily closing in last many days. So because of that, some positive extension of the price may take it to higher levels. We are recommending to trade with 260 call, which is trading near to 10 to 11 rupees, and this call can move towards 14 to 15 rupees. As per the level, the stock has potential to move towards 265 till it holds above immediate support of 247 zone. Talking about other metal counter, JSW still is one of the strongest counter in the metal space that is continuously making higher tops, higher bottom formation from last many series. The stock is continuously moving upwards and potential to outperform the broader sector. It has multiple support now near to 1125 zone and has potential to head towards 1170 to 1175. Those who are looking at a better risk reward ratio can also look at the Hindalco. It has multiple hurdle near to 71 zone, and today if it manages to hold 71 half, then stock can head towards 73 to 74 level. Here also one can go for trading in the 70 call. Talking about other commodities counter like oil and gas, as you suggested, these stocks are not showing much sign of positive sense, but we like to trade positives in oil marketing companies like HPCL, BPCL.
All right, we're going to get some views from Ruchit on some of those as well, but just counting down to the pre-open right now, let's pull up some of those stocks that we're going to be watching out for in trade as well, and take a look there. We've got, in fact, just a couple of seconds to go now as we're heading in for some of those quotes to start coming in. Remember, plenty of stocks that continue to be on our radar, and also more importantly to see whether or not we manage to sustain that uptrend that we did see yesterday. 73.46 is what we're seeing indicated on the SGX. Pre-open quotes on your screen there, 72.77, a little lower, 23.833, up about 50 odd points on both the Sensex and Nifty. ICICI Bank still looking incredibly strong in trade. Remember, it saw a huge bounce up yesterday, so that one it continues to be in focus. We also saw watching out for the other big movers and some of the auto names to see what they do today. Maruti, Hero, among some of the names there that will be in focus. Right now, kind of quiet in the pre-open as we see. You know, we've got HCL in tech in focus. They may be acquiring a 40% stake in Geometric, so that particular counter. Some of the IT names like an Infi did manage to stand out yesterday, so whether or not there'll be traction there. RIL, let's bring up that one for you as well, and see whether or not it's seeing any traction so far this morning. Marginal up about 0.9%. BHEL, a huge order win for that one as well, so we'll also take a look at how that stands out going forward, up about 2% in pre-open so far. Currencies also opened up. Let's pull that up for you. Just about flat right now. Let's get a quick check going on what we're watching out for when it comes to the currency today as well. We've got Mahindra Jaju on the phone line. Mahindra, what's your outlook on the rupee?
Well, I expect the rupee to continue to appreciate. We have seen that rupee violated the 68 benchmark for about a week when the equity markets were weak and it looked like everything is gloomy. But now we have seen a strong direction from the budget. We are seeing some bit of stability in the equities market, and we are in the month of March where historically rupee has appreciated because a lot of external flows come into the country during the last quarter. This time because of January, February, bearishness, those flows have not come. So in spite of the dollar index again inching towards 100, in spite of the recovery in the oil prices, the rupee has shown strength, and I expect the rupee to strengthen by another about 25 to 50 paisa in March. For today, I think the rupee has opened with a good strength, and I think now for the rest of the day, rupee should trade flat.
All right, thanks for that quick check there on that, Mahindra. All right, that's the currency for you this morning. Let's take a look at some of these stocks and how we're sort of seeing the pre-open session shape up. Let's talk about HCL Tech and some of these IT names. Possibly a bit of attraction coming in there this morning, Ruchit, given the deal buzz. 832 is what we're seeing so far. What's your view on HCL Tech?
I think along with the markets, HCL Tech 2 should show some positive momentum. We have seen in last about from October month itself, there is last 5-6 months the stock is consolidating in a range. The lower end of the range has been around 790, 800, and the higher end of the range is seen around 870, 880. So in last few days, the stock has already tested the lower end of the range, and from there it is showing signs of bounce back. Although we are not anticipating that the stock would the stock would come out of this range on the higher side and start and resume the uptrend. We are not seeing any of those signs, but definitely it could go up to say 870, 880 range. So one should trade with positive biasness, and around 870, if the stock comes around 870, 880, that would again be a good opportunity to exit from this stock.
All right. Let me also get a check on BHEL, a big auto win coming in for that one. What's your view? Any kind of traction you're expecting on the stock, given that we haven't seen too much of a change on the fundamental front, but a big auto win still? Ruchit? Yeah.
But overall, the structure still remains negative for BHEL. We have seen this. Yeah, we have seen this low top, low bottom formation getting continued since in last 5-6 months. Although there are a lot of short positions in the stock and the momentum readings are oversold, so we may see some sort of bounce back along with the markets in this. But definitely the trend would continue to remain negative for this one. On the higher side, major resistance would come around 105, 106. So if anyone is stuck in this stock at around 100, 105 levels also, they should look to exit on any bounce up to 105, 106. The stock needs to make a firm consolidation before any sort of uptrend again resumes in this. So any kind of pullback move in the stock along with the markets would just be an opportunity to exit from the stock around 105, 106. There would be a major resistance coming in the stock.
All right, gentlemen, thanks so much for joining us this morning with some of your views. We've also got Natasha, Shankar and Sahil Kapoor joining us this morning as well. Natasha is in fact here with me in the studio. So Natasha, let me start off with you. Wonderful to see a lot of that green on the screen yesterday. Has that cheered you